Hello everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope you guys are having a great day today. I got Optifine back! Turns out it's incompatible currently with the replay mod, which I remember being a thing before, but apparently it's back to being a thing. I know that in 1.19 I was using replay mod with Optifine without any problems, but yeah, apparently not currently. That's okay, I can switch back and forth when I need to do time lapses. So, today's plan is to start a lot of things and not finish any of them! Yay! So, what do I mean by that? So there are a lot of long-term kind of detail-oriented projects with this season and finishing up. And so what I want to do is I want to get a start on some of those, and some of it we'll do together. Some of it will be a matter of, just continuing work before, like the hallways. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today, is I'm just going to kind of set things in motion that I can then continue working on off-camera, on live streams, and things like that. Because there's a lot of projects like that, and yeah, I don't want to get to a place where it's like I feel like I'm forced to work on a certain thing for every episode that I'm maybe not interested in working on. I've cleared out the tree farm. I expanded the tree farm. I don't know if I've shown that in any other episodes. I expanded it to take in all the tree types, but I'm not completely sure I'm going to leave it here either. So, yeah, so that is something that we will do. Probably not working with that today. The first thing I want to do is I want to find a new home for all of these creatures here. So I've decided I want to expand the sheep farm so that essentially we are getting all of the colors of wool. I think that one's over here. Because currently we are only getting, I think, light gray and gray. I don't know if I have any other colors. Apparently I have red going as well. But I'd like to get it set up so that I have all 16 colors, because if we're going to be spending time in the area, I might as well put the farm to use, especially because my farm in the overworld, really low on resources. So we're going to do that, and then find some place that I can put the allays. I think I will make their own room. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that, but that's where we're going to start. So let me get some work done, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone. A fully finished sheep farm is in place. We've got all 16 colors of wool represented. This is extra wool that I had left over from before. But, yeah, everything is done here. We've got a little bit of a floor in. Haven't done anything with the walls yet. That's actually something we're going to work on a little bit later. I had a thought of what I was going to do for the walls for this episode, and then I actually got a little bit of a different idea as I was working on that, so that's something we'll touch on a little bit later. And then over here I have what will be the room for the allays. Right now I just have them in a nice little glass box. Apparently they can slip through corners, so that was fun dealing with. Yeah, so I have them contained. I feel bad that they are, trapped in a little box attached to a fence post, but I need them to not fly away. And honestly, they were just attached to a fence post in the hangar. So, not much of a change there. But yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to do a couple different entrances to this room, and I have a little bit of an idea for the design that I want. But with this section of the Star Destroyer pretty much full with farms, I guess I could have something over here. I thought that I would switch to the other side of the hallway and start adding a few things over here. So that is done. So I think the next thing that I want to work on is setting up the rest of the hallways So I said in the last episode, we actually need to move this over by one segment so that it doesn't run into the auxiliary hangar here. But then I want to just lay out the pathways, not necessarily like do all of the hallway construction, but at least lay out where it's going to be. So along here in the front, I actually not sure what I want to do with this yet, so I'm not going to put anything here. I've decided that I'm actually going to put a massive storage system in the front of this. I was inspired. I was watching an episode of Etho's Let's Play World, and he is starting a project where he is putting his main storage in the end because you can easily access it from lots of different points in the overworld. And I thought that would be a great way to do storage in this world. I know I have a couple of storage facilities here and there, but I think this will be a good place for that. So that's going to go down at this end of the ship, but I don't know what that's going to look like because I don't even know what system I'm going to use or combination of systems or things like that. So I don't want to build anything up here yet just to have to tear it down. But I will go through and lay out approximately where I want the hallways, and then this one down this side is going to go on a diagonal, and I think I know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm continuing the pattern of the other hallway, so that work has already been done. It's just a matter of, figuring out where all of those go. Yeah, so let me get that laid out, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you our progress. Welcome back, everyone. Paths have been established. All down through there, and then back here towards the back of the Star Destroyer. Everything has been laid out for where I need to build everything. My plan is to mostly continue the pattern that I have for these walls. The way this hallway goes is it's actually mirroring what the outside of the Star Destroyer does, which is 3-4-3. So I'm gonna have to adjust the pattern slightly because this tile is 9 blocks per segment, and now it needs to be 10. So I have to figure out what I want to do with that, but I will deal with that when I get to it. I forget, I had decided what color was going to be over here, and now I don't remember what color that was. I know I have green for one of the hallways. I have all of my materials from when I was working on this before over here. So let's just see what we have. Red. No. Oh, I think it was... Okay, so I don't have anything here, but I think it was maybe magenta? Because I know red is down there. I think this one was going to be green. I'm kind of curious about that now. I might have to go back to my video where I said what colors they were going to be. I know where I have some of my resources. So let's see. Lime. And that's just undyed. I think it was going to be magenta. Or, let's see here. I don't know if it was going to be pink. Purple? I honestly have no idea. I will have to go back and check the video for that. But yeah, so that is another project that can be worked on. I need a ton of frog lights, so I'm gonna have to do some AFKing over there. But anyway, the next thing that I want to do, so I have all of these rooms over here that are not finished. They are just floating platforms out in space, and that is not going to be acceptable for the long run. So over here, if we come all the way down and check out, I did make sure to finish off the sniffer room. Oops. Gotta jump out here. I guess I probably could have set off a rocket. Yes, so we have our sniffer room here, which actually, go ahead and harvest all of these flowers. Why is there... Not entirely sure why there's a tile missing there. Fortunately, I have... resources! And there we go. I've actually been thinking about expanding this farm along the wall and possibly along the back, because I don't know that I'm ever going to need more baby sniffers. So we will have to see about that. But anyway, I've become very distracted. I made sure to do a room display when I was in here. And display to come up with walls so that I could which one is which? I think these are the torch flowers. So that I could actually finish the room off, because I had gotten into this habit of, well, I'm going to build the farm, but I'm not actually going to worry about doing anything. And so part of the rut that I have gotten myself into is, let's do that and that, so that we can just fill those up as we go. Of starting a project, finishing the... Oh, sorry! Finishing the farm, but then not finishing the room. So what I want to do is I actually want to design some... Actually, let's go take a look at this. So I want to design some walls that have this kind of retro futuristic look to them. And then I can just kind of randomly pick what I want different ones to look like as we continue to add rooms and farms and things to the Star Destroyer. So I'm going to hop over into Creative and start designing, and I'll bring you guys back to show you what I have come up with. Welcome back, everyone. I have designed some walls. I started by going through and coming up with all of the blocks that I thought might be good possibilities for wall designs, and then I just kind of got going. So all of these are my designs. For a couple of them, I did do a little bit of Googling to see what other people had done, and so took inspiration from them, but nothing that is here is an exact replica of anything that I saw online. So let's take a look. So this is the first segment that I've got. So the polished basalt, diorite stairs, the crimson trapdoors, and some sea lanterns behind. This is what we saw over in the sniffer farm, so that is nothing new. Over here we have some polished andesite, prismarine, white concrete, a little bit of stained glass. Number 4, I have these columns here that are the deep slate, the polished deep slate stairs, and then the middle segment, or every other segment, I guess, will have these pillars with a frog light behind them, purple pillars, and some gray concrete, and then, of course, a lever in the back to get all of the trapdoors in the on position. I tried to limit how much I was using redstone, because I don't know how much lag that adds, and so I wanted to be careful with that. So that's what we've got there. This design over here, I started using a little bit of the glazed terracotta, so we have the cyan terracotta there with some iron bars. Then we have the gray glazed terracotta, glass panes in the middle with sea lanterns behind, and then it just repeats opposite. Over here, this one is probably a bit showy, but we have the white concrete, the deep slate walls, and then the copper blocks. Back here, this is probably... I started getting a little bit crazy as I went on. But yeah, so this we have... I think this is gray concrete, and then a diagonal pattern of walls here, and then the dark prismarine with sea lanterns behind them. This one I kind of went all out on. Yeah, so we have blast furnaces, the cyan terracotta, a little bit of quartz stairs. This I was just kind of playing around with height. Because I only want to be using 2 end rods, because when you start doing more than that, then you get the weird lines in the middle, and I didn't want to deal with that. I might be able to deal with it if it's like a 6 high wall, but I thought it might do well to transition to a stair just to give it a little bit more depth. So that's what we have for that one. This one, very, very simple terracotta and polished black stone walls with some buttons in between. And then the final absolutely insane design. We have the smooth stone slabs, double slabs there. Anvils in front of some frog lights, wool for the walls, and then behind the glass pane here we have some more glazed terracotta, concrete, and sculk. So those are all of my wall designs. So I think that what I am going to do is I think I'm going to make up some shulker boxes that have just the resources for one of the types of walls. And then I'll set up a dispenser in the storage room on the Star Destroyer, and anytime I need to do a wall, I'll just go hit a button, and I will randomly get a wall. And so then I'll take that shulker box, I'll build the wall, and yeah, and so that way I can kind of randomize what I do, but then I will also have all of my materials in one place. So stream this week is probably going to be building or putting together wall boxes. So, let's do one of these. I think I'm going to just get a random number generated and grab the materials that we need for that and go and apply it. I guess let's do, since we were working on the sheep farm, let's do the wall for that. So, let me get the materials together. I'll see you back over there. So, of course, my random number generator gives me wall 10. This wasn't too bad to come up with all the resources for. I did have to go searching for sculk because I couldn't find anywhere in any of my storage. Yeah, it turns out it's because it was here in a chest that I didn't think had anything in it in the end. But that's fine. I've got enough to work with. So let's grab some materials out of here. I think that is everything. Okay. And then, let's see, we want to, well, we can go, so this is a 2 thick wall. So let's just start laying this down. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually build it out from the corner. So I'll bring this over to, let's see, and I think that I want an extra... that's fine. I guess we can build the wall from there. Yeah, that'll be fine, and then that gives us a little bit of a side there. So then... is this going to fit? Yes. So we do... let's see. So we'll do wool, and we're going to do... I think I wanted this 6 high. So that's actually going to be 4... 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, actually, this will work perfectly. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll place our anvils. There we go. And then wool up here. And then, let's see. We have... oh, I forgot to grab the sculk. Let's get that. So then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 2, and then another 1, 2. Oh, I can't count. I didn't budget my glass right. This is 4 wide, not 3. Oh, well. Let's see here. So then we're going to have that and that. Now, this is where this gets a little bit challenging, and I'm going to stick a couple of blocks there just so that these don't go anywhere. Okay, that's going to need to go up there, and then I think, nope. We'll go this way. 2, 3, 4. Hey, I got it. There we go. And then concrete in the middle, and then we will, of course, replicate this pattern over here. Grab our frog lights. I don't think I can reach the bottom. 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, light gray glass panes in front. Okay, cool. Oh, and then, of course, I forgot up at the top, we will need our quartz pillar. And we'll just do like that. Bring that over to there, and then we'll replace this one on the end. All right, so there is our wall design. Let me get this in place along the rest of the room, and I'll probably do a simple ceiling, probably just something like we did quick travel over here. So like with just a solid gray ceiling, maybe something like this. I'm not sure. Some kind of support to it. But we will do that over here. So let me get that built, and I'll bring you guys back when that's done. And our room is complete. Mostly. I still need a floor back here for access. But yeah, that was not the plan for right now. The plan for right now was to finish the walls. I think these look really, really nice in here. Ended up going with cyan terracotta for the ceiling because I didn't have enough dye for gray concrete. But yeah, I think this room looks really, really nice. And we have a little bit of an issue over here where this is going to jut out. We will just cover that over when it comes to dealing with this portion. But I wanted to make the room square, and I think that's going to be no problem at all to work that in. And then over here, just to cover up the door mechanism, went with that. Originally, I had put wool here, and of course, the wool then completely occluded the skulk sensor. Now, as it is, it's difficult for me to get this door open, but if I set off a rocket, well, it worked earlier. If I set off a rocket, there we go, it'll open the door. So we have that as an option. Might need to do something else to get out of there, but that is done. It took most of my shulker box. I think I'm a little unbalanced in here to get everything, to get one room built. So I'm thinking I might need multiple boxes depending on which wall design I'm doing. And of course, that one had a lot of different blocks in it, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get as much as I need. But yeah, it also helps that none of my rooms are too ridiculously big. So yeah. So we're just going to pop that in there. Oh, that's a dispenser. I mean, I guess that works. I guess for shulker boxes, I would want a dropper, but that's fine. Anyway, okay. So I need to put my stuff away here, and then that's not where that goes. That goes in there. All right, so the next thing, and probably the last thing we're going to be working on in this episode, is I want to start doing a little bit of detailing. Speaking of that wall we were just looking at on the outside, let us fly out here. Yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of work as far as lighting the structure with frog lamps and the iron trapdoors and things like that. And there's more that I want to do for the horizontal surfaces, but what I want to do today is I want to start playing around with some things we can do for vertical surfaces, because there are a lot of those along the length of the Star Destroyer. We have in these trenches here, and then of course our different tiers up at the top. So I'm going to gather some materials together. I've got a couple ideas for things that I want to do. Where is the entrance? There it is. Yeah, a couple ideas for some things that I want to do. So, yeah, I will grab those materials, and then we will get to work designing some details. All right, so my goal with this is to basically just create a little bit of depth and just to give it some detail so that, you know, it's not a flat stone wall. So I've grabbed a bunch of different things, and I'm really Not entirely sure what I want to do, but basically, you know what? I want to grab some scaffolding here as well, because that will help. This might be easier to work from the top down. So let's try that. So, you know, basically what I want to do is take a little section, and we would build out something, something like this, where you have a little bit of a ridge that comes out, and then, maybe kind of goes back there. That's not andesite. Oh no, I'm in beacon range. Ah! Let's see here. Can I place that? Can I get that? There we go. Okay. Oh, and falling off. But yeah, maybe we could bring something like that all along there. And then what we could maybe even do is have a little of it come out like that. Something like that, maybe. And basically what I'm just trying to do right now is I'm just trying to get some ideas for things that we can do. Just to make it look more interesting, but not going too ridiculously overboard. One of the things we're definitely going to have to be careful of is lighting with some of this. So I will probably do the frog lights and the trapdoors on both the top and the bottom of this, which I think will help mitigate some of that, especially if we keep it fairly close to the edge there. But, okay, so that's a possibility. I kind of feel like I want to maybe have this extend a little bit farther. Maybe. And again, I don't want to go, like, ridiculously crazy with details. So then what are some other options? What do I have? That's not my stone cutter. Let's see. I kind of feel like maybe something with walls. So let's do... Why don't we do, like, 16 of these? And then let's maybe come over here. And let's do... something like that. I think that's a possibility. I'm not sure about the color of that, which is why I brought some black stone, because then we could potentially do like some polished black stone. And I don't know if we want like vertical and horizontal elements. So, we could do something like this. And then I don't know if that's something I want to run all the way up. Oh, actually, you know what? I think some vertical elements might be nice to break that up. How many more do we need? 4? 5? I think 10. I think. We'll find out when we get up there. It's not like I can't continue to use this. I am hearing noises from other places in my house, and I suspect my new kittens may be exploring. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like maybe not all the way up. And then, of course, we would also have the possibility of maybe we don't want it connected all the way. Possibly. I mean, we could certainly do variations on that. I think for right now, I will go ahead and do that. I was wondering about possibly doing something with tough. Like, we could maybe do... What if we did... something that comes out a little bit farther. Maybe has a little bit of a transition. Yeah, you know what? I think tough could actually look pretty good on this. Let's go up here, and let's thicken this by the wall. Like, I don't want this to look too organic, but at the same time, I also, do want it to look organic. I don't know where that thought was going. Yeah, like, I don't, you know, it is obviously, you know, there's a lot of different elements to it. I don't know, I'm not liking this nearly as much. I wonder if maybe we're better off doing something like just a panel of this. I knew I wasn't going to get that. You know, so maybe we do something like that. You know, so that you get a little bit of variation on that. The other thing we could do is potentially something like that. And then, of course, there's lots of different variations. Let's take... Why don't we do... not granite. Let's go with diorite, and let's do a whole bunch of polished slabs. Let's do half a stack. And then... let's go up here. And so then I'm thinking something like, maybe this is where we do too thick. But then we do a double layer of that. Look at that, the perfect amount. Ooh, I like that. That I really like. Okay, that probably the best of everything we've done so far. It has that, you know, slightly more finished look. Yeah, I like the blackstone, and I like that. We can probably do something with stairs as well. Let's try... What else was I thinking? We've got cyan terracotta. Let's bring this over here. Let's maybe do... Let's have this come out there. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's too high. I just heard an Enderman. Oh, nope, I was right the first time. Yeah, I think that maybe like shorter sections of that, so that that's not sticking out as far. But I think that that does work for a detail. So okay, this has given me some ideas. I think I need to play with this a little bit more to really figure out what I want to do. I'm not sure about stuff like this. I wonder if we did something like that with, where's my andesite? If we did something like that with polished instead of like the natural. So we do something like that, and of course I don't have much of this left. Yeah, that potentially works better, I think. And I think leaving the stone is fine, but I feel like, because I feel like the stone you can kind of get away with like a, you know, a metal tone to it, whereas I feel like the andesite is too organic looking, and I think we have the same problem with the tuff. Might be able to use the tuff sparingly, but I feel like the polished varieties do a lot better. So, yeah, all right. Well, this gives me some ideas. I'm not planning to do any more with this in this episode. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for stuff that I could start working on. I will probably play around a little bit more with this in between episodes, and then yeah, maybe I'll try to work up a section for the beginning of the next episode, just so you can kind of get a feel for where I'm going with all of that. I've lost scaffolding. There's one. There should be two more around here somewhere. There we go. Okay. All right, but I think that is going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. I did mention that I have new kittens. If you were at stream last week, you know that that was going to be a thing, and I did do a post on the community page with their picture, but I will pop pictures up here so you can see the newest members of Clan Yensid. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. See you real soon.